Today's Cosplay Con Talk episode is sponsored by Moco Queen Color Contacts. Don't forget to use my code Wayne for 10% off at checkout at mocoqueen.com. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. How's it going, everyone? Wayne the Unknown here, and welcome back to another episode of Cosplay Con Talk, where we basically discuss everything pertaining to the cosplay community and conventions. I'm joined here by Zydrate for another segment of Get to Know That Cosplayer, recommended by Creepy Mama 666, who you may remember I interviewed a while back on this channel with Medium Human. Welcome, Zydrate, to Cosplay Con Talk.
Thank you for having me.
So basically, what this entails is we're going to be talking about your cosplaying convention experience from, your first con to the cosplays you've done, some advice and other experiences, all that. So to begin, how long have you been cosplaying for?
I started cosplaying as a child, I guess. I would never take my Halloween costumes off. So I'd be walking around the house in like my princess dress or whatever, and my mom would be like, "What are you doing?" "Nothing. I'm dressing up." Okay. Like I just wouldn't stop. Um, but I really got into cosplaying back in 2015.
Oh,
Um,
so about 8 years. Nice.
yeah, it's been a while.
Oh, sounds like it. Um, do you remember what your very first con was as well? If that's when you started as going to cons as well back in 2015.
Yep. My first con ever was actually BronyCon in Baltimore in 2015.
I think that's like the second time I think someone's mentioned the My Little Pony convention. What was it like going to a My Little Pony convention for your first con back then?
Um, it was wild because it was the first time I was really out of state and away from home, but I had really good friends and the con itself was really well run. At least in my experience. I don't know if anyone has had any other experiences, but the people were nice. It wasn't like as I hate using the term cringy, but it wasn't as cringy as everybody makes it out to be. Like it was a really welcoming environment.
Nice. Did you happen to cosplay for that convention as well?
I did.
Who did you cosplay as, if you can remember?
So I cosplayed two different characters. Cosplayed, oh my God, I cosplayed a gender bent Big Macintosh, from the Apple family. And then I also cosplayed Princess Celestia.
Now, Big Mac, who's he again?
He is Applejack's big brother.
Okay. And you also said Celestia too?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna have to look up what Celestia was like. So what made you decide to go to a My Little Pony convention for your first con?
Um, I was dating somebody at the time who had a niece, and I got into My Little Pony that way. And then my coworkers at the time were like, "Hey, so we're going to this convention. I know you like My Little Pony. Do you want to go?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Just tell me what I need to do for tickets, like travel, all that stuff." So we booked Amtrak and we went down to Maryland.
And this is what Big Mac looks like.
Yep.
Some. We'll go into that when we talk about more of your cosplays. So if you can remember altogether, how many cons have you been to?
Ooh. Um, a lot. Um, BronyCon were like my first two, so like 2 years in a row. And then I joined a Rocky Horror Picture Show Shadowcast. So it was a lot of local cons. We didn't really do much exploring, but we did have like a day to explore. So it was like LunaCon. Oh my God, I can't remember the other ones, but like Dark Side of the Con, all that stuff. Because we also did like Reaper the Genetic Opera and everything. So
Ooh, nice. Good one, by the way.
yes, that's why my chosen name is Zydrate. So
It
anyone who
fits.
knows the movie is like, "Did you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did."
Wait, oh, Zydrate comes in a little glass vial.
Yep.
So you cosplayed, what was his name? From,
Um,
I can't remember, the grave something.
oh no, so I actually played Shiloh when we did Repo, and then I moved on to Javi.
Wait, who's Shiloh?
The main character, the girl played
Oh,
by what's her
oh yeah.
face?
Yeah, from Spy Kids. I know who you're talking about.
Yes. Yep.
And you played as who?
And then I played Pavi.
Javi. Is he the one? Wait, which one is he?
He's the one that steals faces.
Oh, okay. Nice. So Shiloh from Repo and Javi.
Yep.
Nice. Nice. So what's it been like going to conventions?
It's been different because from the performing aspect, you weren't really around people all that much. Um, and then I really started going back to cons as soon as it was safe to after quarantine. Um, so like it was different. Like I didn't realize how overwhelming it could be when you're just surrounded by people.
Oh,
But it's been fun.
I imagine. So you said you've done like what was it, performances for cons?
Yep.
So what's the difference between performing for a con and just attending a con?
Um, Performing for a con is a lot more stress. Especially with like if it's your first time performing that show. Um, we had that struggle with Little Shop of Horrors and Dr. Horrible sing along blog and Nightmare Before Christmas. That one was the scariest one. Um, because you're on a schedule, you only have the room for so long, and then other panels come in after you. People are gonna like it, they're not gonna like it. You have to worry about walking around promoting the entire time.
Just a lot of work.
Yeah. It's worth it, but it's a lot of stress before the performance.
But I imagine when you're just attending a con, either whether you're just an attendee or you're going in cosplay, I'm sure it's like less stressful.
Oh yeah. There's still some level of stress because it's like, did I forget my face paint? Did I forget this? Did I forget my prop? But it's definitely a much lower level of stress.
Oh, I believe it. So, real quick here. So for first time, so I usually turn this into a two-part question. Advice for attend non-cosplayers going to a convention that you would want to give.
Make sure you respect cosplayers' props. If they're carrying something, watch your spatial awareness. Definitely ask for pictures. Don't just snap them when no one's looking. That's a little creepy. Um, and just like have fun. Don't don't assume you know the person because you know the character they're cosplaying.
You know, I mean,
I've had
I've made that mistake before.
I've had quite a few
Unintentionally.
instances where it's like recently we were at a convention and there was a group of teenagers cosplaying and they just ran up to us and started trying to role play with us like we were the actual people. And I'm like,
No, no, no.
I'm uncomfortable. I'm gonna walk away.
No, no, that's I feel like that's a standard thing to do, in my opinion at least.
Yeah,
At least you guys did like the right thing.
yeah. It's like normally if it's when we can tell the people aren't teenagers or children, like anyone who's a minor, we tend to walk away like when they're under a certain age because they tend to get the wrong idea.
Oh yeah, no,
Um,
that's completely understandable.
yeah.
Let's see here. Now, advice for cosplayers going to their first con.
One suggestion I never follow is hydrate. Make sure you have plenty of water before, during, and after.
Oh,
Um,
I completely agree on that.
um, Make sure if your cosplay means a lot to you, take the precautions to preserve the pieces that you have. Because I cannot tell you how many times I've had a prop where I was cosplaying a character that meant a lot to me, and it broke because I didn't take the time to sit there and make sure it was good and would last for a long time.
Ooh, I imagine that wasn't fun.
No, it wasn't.
So, also now, also, I'm sure you would, will, oh no, it froze.
Of course it did.
Yeah, yeah, the damn thing. Give me a minute. Gotta do this real quick. So, as I was saying before really getting interrupted by my, I'm gonna do this, gotta do that, and that. There we go. So, as I was saying before I got rudely interrupted by my camera, um, so I'm sure you believe in the buddy system, right? When it comes to going to a con, whether you've gone many times or you're going to your first con and you don't want to be alone, as I call it, convention exit buddy.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are your thoughts on convention exit buddies?
It's essential, pretty much. Especially if it's the first time going to a con. You don't know how overwhelmed you're gonna get. If, you get lost, you want to have somebody with you, so that way you have just safety in numbers. Um, Especially like if you're in a town you don't know, if you're traveling for a con, like a big one like Katsucon, you want to have somebody with you. Keep your guard up, pretty much. Not to say anything bad would happen, but like it's easy to get lost in a lot of places, especially with the large attending numbers that some cons have.
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree on that. And I imagine you've had your fair share of like feeling overwhelmed, especially with bigger cons.
Yep,
I mean, I'm sure that's why it's good to have people like Creepy Mama and her family to go with you to these cons.
absolutely.
By the way, what has it been like going to conventions with all of them?
Um, so it's been it's been pretty much my readjustment back into conventions. I met Creepy Mama and family in about 2 years ago, actually. Now, Snapchat reminded me the other day. Um, I was down in Alabama visiting an ex-partner of mine. At the time, they weren't an ex, but um, and she was like, "Hey, so we've been talking online for a while. We're at a convention about 3 hours from you. Do you want to come chill?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So went to meet up with her, and then a few weeks later, she had Boston Fan Expo. Someone had bailed on her, assisting her with her cosplay contest entrance. So I was like, "Hey, I got nothing to do. I'll come with you. I'll make sure you can get up on that stage because the kiddos and you gotta have a guard for your props because it was the Hawks wings."
Well, yeah,
Um,
I remember Creepy Mama telling me about the Hawks wings that they made.
yup. And then we've just been going to conventions together ever since. I moved in like a year and a half ago, maybe.
Nice. Let's see, any other cosplay convention? Oh yeah. So you travel for cons, right? Out of state sometimes?
Yep.
What's it been like traveling out of state for cons?
I always forget how long road trips are until I'm in the car.
Oh,
Um, Also, like just seeing the difference in people from state to state is always interesting for me. Um, I grew up on Long Island, so I'm used to everybody being like standoffish and not really small talky. And but then you go to places like Indiana Comic Con and like everyone's like, "Oh my God, hi, how are you?" And you have 10-minute conversations with people you don't know, like you've known them forever. So it's pretty cool to see it.
I've
Totally
noticed.
different.
I noticed some cons do have that effect. Like you don't know these people, but you feel like you know them.
Right, yeah.
Nice. What's been your favorite out of state con that you traveled to?
Ooh. My God. Rhode so it's close enough where I don't consider it out of state, but it's out of state. Rhode Island Comic Con. We travel about an hour for that one. Not too bad.
That's not fairly. If it's like an I feel like if it's under 2 hours, it's not that far. Like like
Yeah,
especially if it's like a day con, you can go there and then head back.
right.
Rhode
They just
Island.
run it really well. They're super accommodating with disabilities, which everyone in this household has.
Oh, it's this year from the 3rd to the 5th.
Yep,
This is their nice. I'm gonna have to look that up.
they're awesome.
Yeah, it looks like, and it's held at, where's this held at? Oh,
It's I think it's the Providence Convention Center because it's attached to the Providence Place Mall and the Omni Hotel. So it's super funny because you'll just go into the mall after the convention for some food court food and see a bunch of other cosplayers walking around.
nice. Let's see. We got, oh, Amy Jo Johnson, Adam Ho, Alex Griffin. Wow, a lot of Marvel. Oh, Anthony Daniels. So jealous.
Yep.
And you got like
They
a
do
lot
like
of like,
themed announcements, so it's cool.
yeah, a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Star Wars, Marvel, DC. Yeah, you guys are like having like a lot of pretty well-known guests. Dean Cain. Mm. Wow, yeah, that the list is just going on for like the celebrity guests.
Yep.
Wow, and the not gonna lie, the prices they're charging are fairly good.
Yeah.
That's just
And they don't stop announcing until like the week before the con, so we still got September and October to go with the guest
I'm just
announcements.
like, wow, I mean, $70 for John DeMont again, John Glover. Wow, yeah, no, honestly, these prices aren't bad. Same with like the pro photo ops. They're like not bad at all.
Yeah.
Wow, I just that's a long list. Wow, yeah, no, that's pretty cool. It seems like it's a really really popular con, and the prices that they're charging for autographs and pro photo ops is just like, oh yeah, and Breakfast Club too. Wow, nice. Well, I hope you are you guys going to that con again this year?
We are. We go every year.
Nice. I'll definitely have to have you guys on afterwards for a convention recap so I can hear more about it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny because we stay in the hotel where it's hosted. So all those celebrities are put up in the same hotel.
Wait, this is hosted at a hotel?
So it's hosted at a hotel connected to a convention center.
Oh, and they have
There's like
the
a sky bridge type thing.
oh man, but you're making it sound like Dragon Con when you said Skybridge.
We've made the joke numerous times of we're gonna make bingo cards of celebrities, and whoever we get in the elevator with, we're gonna cross off the bingo, and first person to get bingo wins.
Oh, that is awesome. That's honestly that's pretty cool that you guys that I've never heard of anyone doing that, but that sounds like it'd be fun to do.
Yep. We stepped out of the elevator last year, walking to our room, and on the same floor in the same hallway, Danny Trejo was coming out of his room, and we just went, "Are we on the same?" Oh my God, no.
I love moments like that, you know. I mean, I know they're on a busy schedule, so it's best not to stop them, but if like they, let's see here. I guess now we can get into the cosplay portion since we're moving right along before we talk about your cosplays. Um, so what kind of advice or suggestions would you want to give to someone who wants to get into cosplay for the first time? Because let's face it, this hobby is not cheap.
No, it's not. Um, Closet cosplays are totally valid to start. That's how I got back into cosplay with quarantine and TikTok. I made some OCs and hopped on a few hashtags. Um, you know, you don't need expensive materials to make something look amazing. All you need is the right technique. Um, but definitely don't like go dollar store like face paint either. That's a bad idea.
All right, this is the Rhode Island
Um,
Convention Center and Emeka Mutual Pavilion. No, continue. Sorry, I was looking at the website still.
um, and don't stop. It's not going to be perfect the first time you do it. Lord knows I'm still improving on quite a few of my cosplays. I'm not happy with a few of them, but I'm also a perfectionist, so you know.
So this is what the center looks like because it says it's at the Rhode Island Convention Center in Emica Mutual Pavilion.
Yep.
That's pretty. That's a massive size for like.
Yep.
I mean, when I look at big buildings like yeah, that right there, that's a con. That's like a
Yep.
con. So like I got there's con, and there's like yeah, this like multiple floors. Like there's a lot
Yep.
to do.
They have multiple buildings.
Oh Jesus. I'm gonna have to
There's like the main building, and then there's the sports arena part where like they have like
yeah,
ice hockey games and stuff
I saw
throughout the year.
I saw that part. That's crazy. Like that's really crazy. So this is the convention center too then.
Yep.
How many floors is this building?
The convention is hosted on 3 floors, I believe.
Okay, so like your standard big convention,
Yeah.
your typical big convention that has like two, three, four, three to four floors.
Yeah.
Damn, I have to consider going to that one of these days in the
It's
future.
awesome.
In
Definitely
the
if you ever get
future,
the
once I
chance.
have more funds, because I want to try to go out of state cons. Um, so I know you answered that question. Would you, so for a first, so someone who's just getting into cosplay, or if they're a cosplayer on a budget, would you recommend thrifting?
Absolutely. I still thrift for my cosplays. Like it and there's gonna be people who are like, it's not a real cosplay because you thrifted. No,
It's a
ignore
real
those people.
cosplay. Just saying, it's real cosplay.
Right. Cosplay is not this show of I can do this cosplay better than you, or my cosplay costs more money, so it's better. No, it's
Save
about
that,
enjoying yourself.
save that for the cosplay contest.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's about embodying the character that you want to show off. Like you're showing love for that character. It's not all fame and like contests and
No.
there's designated times for that. Like
Oh,
calm down.
oh no, I completely agree. What has been your favorite, as I call it, thrifted cosplay?
Um so, so I thrifted quite a few pieces for two of my Hero Academia cosplays. Um both of them ironically were vests and like like collared shirts and stuff. Um so like Principal Nezu has thrifted vest. She has a collared shirt, jeans, and Kuragiri's vest is thrifted as well.
Kira, 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 very, so principal who?
Nezu.
Oh, nice. And you said Kiriguri as well?
Yep.
Nice. So what's it been like cosplaying?
A learning experience. I always used to make stuff as a kid. Um, Definitely favored Kids Next Door as a show because I would make stuff the same way they did, not as technologically advanced, but I tried.
So like number two's 2x4 technology.
Right, yeah. Um, it's given me an opportunity to like work with a whole bunch of different mediums. Like I never thought in my life I'd be working with foam and contact cement and LED lights. Like that's not something I thought I would ever be doing.
You never expect to do stuff like that, but somehow you end up doing stuff like that.
Exactly.
Nice. Um, so now on to the cosplays you've done. What's that one cosplay you haven't done in so long that oh, this is your
Yep, that's the first version of Kurogiri. Poor
yeah,
thing couldn't withstand the wind.
yeah, I remember Creepy Mama was telling me about it. I think it was on display in on their wall when I was interviewing her in Medium Human.
Yeah.
I want to ask real quick, what materials were used for the first attempt at Kyoguri?
Uh, that was the foam you buy for cushions for like outdoor seats. Um, Wire and lots of tulle and fabric stiffener.
And this is also your principal Nezu.
Yep, I forgot the scar in that picture. I was so mad.
Oh,
That's the first time I met Aizawa's VA and I forgot the scar.
and that that's the scar right there.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not familiar with My Hero Academia, so like, is that who that is?
Yeah, he has a scar on his eye because he was experimented on by humans.
Yeah, lovely. Principal, I'm looking him up right now. So yeah, what's that one cosplay you haven't done in so long that you would like to bring back?
Um, I would like to bring back Big Macintosh. Especially now where I don't strictly identify with the female like gender anymore. I know how to do masculine makeup now from being non-binary and cosplaying a whole bunch of male characters. I would really like to pull like together a human version of him and put that out there.
Nice. So is Principal Nezo, is he a mouse?
We don't know.
I'm gonna show a bigger picture, of course, but it just gives off mouse vibes. That's all I'm
One of
saying.
his first lines in the series, um, All Might's like, "Oh, Principal Nezu, sir." He goes, "Yes, it's me, the one who could be a dog or a mouse or a bear, but most importantly, I'm the
He's
principal." He lives in the scarf. It's so cute.
he's so tiny.
He is.
Oh, that
We'll
is
always make content with like me hiding behind either Creepy Mama or someone else who cosplays Aizawa, and I'll pop out from behind their shoulder like I'm in their scarf.
Oh, and he smokes cigarettes. Okay.
Yeah, it's I don't do that part of the cosplay though. That's
All
it's a
right.
little out of my league there.
Some dog, mouse, cat hybrid thing.
Yeah.
So now what's that one and done cosplay you've done? Like it was a cosplay you've done once, but just like it just you either someone asked you to do it, you wanted to see what it's like, but it just overall it didn't fit the vibe at the time.
um. Oh, I'm trying to think. I did. I used to cosplay um Ochako Uraraka from the same anime from My Hero, and it just didn't like my face fit it because I have the chubby cheeks, but it just didn't feel like me. I was not happy in that cosplay.
That's that's totally fair. I know some people, and I've talked to a lot of people on here, like they were curious about trying it, but like when they put it on, it's like, I don't like this.
Yeah, it happens.
Again, that's fair. What's been your all-time favorite cosplay? As I call it, your comfort cosplay. Like a cosplay that you just feel comfortable wearing no matter what.
So it used to be Kurogiri, but recently I've started cosplaying Chip Skylark from Fairly Odd Parents.
I don't think I have ever seen. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do a Chip Skylark. If I have, it's been a long time ago.
Right. Um, I don't know what it is about that cosplay, whether it's the nostalgia, how simple it is, or like
Mi-
just how I look. It's
Missed
it's my favorite.
missed opportunity running into Great Lyle because she voiced Vicky, and I know there's like the first episode where she was obsessed with him.
Yeah. We were supposed to see her at a con, but we couldn't afford it because we had another con right after that.
Oh,
So
you guys do like multiple cons then, huh?
yeah, we go
Oh,
to
I don't have
quite a few every year.
I can do like four's my limit. Five if it's a con I know I always wanted to go to, but four is my limit.
Right.
How many cons do you guys go to every year?
It depends on the year. We have a few that we'll always do, like Boston Fan Expo and Rhode Island Comic Con. Um, but it really depends on who they announce, how far it is, um,
Oh, sorry, you guys live in
because
Boston, huh?
it's so much. Yeah.
So yeah, you guys are like smack dab. like I think what you guys aren't far from Dragon Con either, are you?
Uh,
Because that's in
where is?
Atlanta.
Oh no, we're pretty far from
Okay, so you're like
about it.
So Boston FanX, which is basically your hometown con,
Yeah.
and then you got Rhode Island Comic Con, which is like literally, like you said, an hour away. And from what
Yep.
I've seen, they got it pretty stacked. I mean, they haven't announced like the cosplayers or the social media guests yet, but it seems like it's a pretty decent sized con.
Yeah.
So this won't be out till I want to say September or October. So what cosplays will you have done by the time this is out, and what cosplays do you plan on doing for the remainder of the year?
Um, so I'm going to have a new and improved Freddy Krueger out.
Ooh. Oh, so you did Freddy Krueger before.
Just Halloween and like costume parties. But I have a recipe for special effects gelatin that I'm going to use to make my face look burned.
Ooh.
Um, and we're going to TerraCon, which is the same people who host Rhode Island. And
Is that like a horror con?
mhm,
Ooh.
they have Robert England going as a guest, and he
I
is
am not surprised.
my all-time favorite. I love Robert England so much.
Oh,
Um,
probably the one and only best Freddy. No disrespect on that reboot they did it back in 2010.
um, so Freddy will be a new one. Trying to think of who else. I'm trying to get stuff together for Legion from Dead by Daylight.
Ooh, I think I've seen people cosplay as Legion.
Yep, Creepy Mom is going to cosplay another member of Legion as well,
Oh,
and the Huntress.
that group. Oh, creepy mom. Wait, you are or creepy mom is gonna go as Huntress.
She is.
I saw a Huntress in person one time, and I didn't know who it was at first. I thought it was a oh god, what are they called in BioShock? I can't remember the names, but that's what I thought it was. I thought it was those people you fight in BioShock until they pointed. I was
Right.
like, oh, because I hadn't played Dead by Daylight by then when I first saw that. And it's like, okay, oh nice. I can't wait to see how Creepy Mama's Huntress turns out, especially because the axe, the rabbit
Yeah,
mask.
me too.
Nice.
Um, Hopefully I'll be improving Zoe from Left 4 Dead as well. She's a cosplay that I've been wanting to do for about 10 years.
Oh, so you haven't done Zoe yet, or you have?
I did once for Monster Mania a few months ago, but I didn't like the wig or how the boomer bile sat in the pouch on my hip. So, gonna
Zoe.
redo that.
Left. You said Left for Dead.
Yep.
I can't remember what they look like. Give me a minute.
I know it's such an old, I don't want
Oh,
to say it's an old game, but it's,
okay. Yeah, it's yeah.
yep.
And you got the hair for it. I mean, you just gotta. I mean, if you wanted
Yeah.
to, you can just like temporarily dye your hair a dark brown.
I had a really nice lace front, but I cut it way too like far back, and it gave me like more of a forehead than I already have, and I was just not having it. I was like, no.
Boomer bio. I'm kind of see. Oh, okay. It's the stuff you throw to attract. Yeah. Oh wow. You can. Someone made Boomer Bile on Deviant Art.
Yep.
That's
I
pretty
grabbed
cool.
like a water bottle of like the Voss waters or
Mm.
whatever and printed the label.
The vase water.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would actually work honestly in a pinch. Nice. What other cons do you guys plan on going to for the remainder of the year as well?
We're going to Silver Scream, hopefully, which is
Silver Scream?
Scream.
Okay. I have the only monster con I ever heard of is Monster Palooza.
Yeah.
Silver
This one
Scream.
was started by Ice Nine Kills. Um, so
Of
of course they're
course
gonna
it
be
will.
guests.
Of course. Oh wow.
Um,
So this is what.
yep,
Oh, I love that. Oh, Tony Todd, Skeet Ulrich, Spencer. Oh, from Ice Nine's Kills.
yep,
Oh, Joe Bob Briggs from Last Drive-In. Nice. Darcy the Mail Girl. I remember Adam Green. Chris Jericho. Wow. Christopher Nelson. I mean, I'm not surprised about Tom Savini. Tom Atkins. CG Graham. Nice. Don Shanks. Yeah, wow. There's like a lot of Dick Warlock. Nice.
It's only their second year running too.
Really?
Yeah.
Terry Kaiser. Nice. School. Oh, Alex Van. Wow, they're getting like a lot of iconic horror actors.
Yeah.
Eric Freeman. Garbage Day. Jenna Kennel from Terrifier. And they were in Terrifier too. What?
Hmm.
Okay. Oh, James and Chelsea from Dead Meat are gonna be there. Oh, that's right. They do go there too. Okay. Wow, yeah. That's pretty a lot of actors and you guys are gonna have a good time. I want to go to a horror con eventually myself as well. I hear they're pretty fun.
They are. It's a lot of like you find a
Especially
lot of merchandise there that like you can't find.
oh no, like even
Yeah.
like stuff that even like Hot Topic or Spencer's wouldn't sell.
Right.
I mean, well, back in the day you could probably find it, but not now because how
Yeah.
modern Hot Topic is. Wow, man. So now on to some experiences. I'm gonna call so this is one of my favorite. I got two of my favorite questions. Any cosplay mishaps, whether it is at the con or while you were getting ready for it within the cosplay. Something like, as I call it, something ripped, tore, snapped, fell off, broke, shattered, whether with the prop, the cosplay.
Um, I'm trying to think. I know something happened recently. There was so last year we went to Indiana Comic Con and Christina V, who plays like Ladybug in Miraculous Ladybug
Mm-hmm.
and Veronica in Hell of a Boss, also voiced a tiny little bird in the My Hero Academia World Heroes Mission movie, and I wanted to cosplay the bird. And I got a flight suit. I dyed it pink, and it fit my size. And then as soon as we got to the con, it had shrunk in the wash because we had to dye it and wash it and dry it.
Ooh.
So instead of being a closed flight suit, I had a black shirt on, and it kind of acted as like the belly for the bird. But I was so mad.
I've never heard a shrinkage story. Oh man, that's I mean, I've heard of like ordering the wrong size cosplay. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm guilty of not ordering two sizes up and you try to hold it with safety pins, but you buy the wrong size. You buy like baby safety pins and it doesn't work.
in there.
Now one of my favorite all-time favorite question is probably the question I'll always ask. Cosplay and convention horror stories, actually convention horror story or weird awkward moment. And so I do allow one curse. I do allow one F bomb. PG-13, but like every PG-13 movie, everyone is allowed one F word. So as I call it, what's been like the weirdest, awkward, scary, what the fuck moment at a convention for you?
Oh my God. Um,
It
okay,
it just made
so
you go like, did that just actually happen?
yeah, I'm trying to think because like my memory is so bad between like
Or
the
or whether it's like recent too.
um so back in 20 this isn't really a hard it's not too bad.
But it's still a kind of
Uh
like what the hell kind of awkward moment.
yeah.
Okay.
So back in 2016 was my second BronyCon, and I had the dumb idea to bring the person that I was dating at the time with us. And he's a Deadpool cosplayer. So very outgoing, very much the opposite of myself. And there was he comes over after being gone for like 20 minutes. And I'm like, where were you? And he's like, oh, I was talking to a bunch of cosplayers. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, it's a convention. He's like, yeah, they invited me to come to their room for a party. And I went,
What?
okay. And he was like, yeah, they're all cosplaying like the main ponies. And I was like, so they're all girls. And he was like, yeah. And I kind of just saw the cosplayers a few feet away, like staring. And I'm like,
Mm.
I'm gonna leave you here. I
Just
swear to God, like I'm not a jealous
red
person,
flag,
but
red
like
flag, red flag, red flag.
absolutely.
I don't have a red.
It was
I'm gonna have to buy a red flag.
he also on that trip wound up giving me mono. So that was very much a last day convention, like punch in the face kind of thing. I was like,
Just kick you while you're down at that point.
exactly. It was we wound up breaking up shortly after because very, very toxic person, very awful human being, but
Oof. No, you just don't go and tell your partner, oh, hey, I got invited by these cosplayers in My Little Pony to go for a party and like I'm sorry.
it's
That's like a moment. It's like if you do that, yeah, I'm just leaving your ass at the con and I'm gonna enjoy the con by myself at that point.
we thought about it. Like my friend was like, I can't believe he just did that to you. Like you're paying for his ticket. I'm like, I know.
Well, you were paid for his. Oh yeah, I just would have
I
left
paid
it.
for his ticket. I paid for his share of the hotel room.
I just would have like just left his ass at the con if he was gonna pull that kind of shit. Just no.
Part of me is really hoping he sees this at some point.
So next question, and this is all again also an all-time favorite convention moment. It's like something from a con you remember to this day, and it always brings you joy. I could
So it was
tell.
recent.
Was it meeting an actor?
It was meeting somebody.
Okay, get continue.
So we went to 90s Con in Connecticut to meet Chris
Ooh.
Kirkpatrick from NSYNC, who also voiced Chip Skylark.
I've heard about 90s Con. It's recent if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it's brand new.
Yeah,
Um,
some people I follow, some cosplayers and actors I follow went to that con as guests.
it was so cool.
Oh,
But
that's
like
right.
we went
Chris
to meet.
Kirkpatrick does voice.
Yeah,
Kind of looks like an old version of Chip Skylark. I'm just saying. It's just
he actually cosplayed Chip Skylark on Halloween and dressed his baby up as Cosmo.
so continue your story about going to 90s con.
So we went to meet a whole bunch of people, and my main person was Chip Skylark, right? It was Chris Kirkpatrick. So I had forgotten that there's a huge Chip Skylark fan that's in the celebrity eye, and he was also at this con, and it's Joey Fatone.
From NSYNC,
So,
Joey Fatone? My big fat Greek wedding, Joey Fatone?
yep, we had met him once or twice before because he was at a few other cons that we were at. Um, so we were like, oh yeah, we'll go up to Joey, no big deal. Like, but their tables were right next to each other.
Naturally. I mean,
So I'm at the front of the line for Chris, and Joey notices Chip Skylark and goes, great Chip cosplay, and gives me a fist bump. And I'm like, okay, cool, that was awesome. And I go do my thing with Chris. We get our picture taken. We were all like Cosmo, Baby Poof, and Chip Skylark. Um, and then as I'm about to walk away from Chris Kirkpatrick, I just hear Joey from like 15 feet away at his table scream, Chip, I love you! And I went, and then I just look over and he's going like this. And I'm like, the
he did the
fan in me
whole
just died a little. But it was my favorite
that
thing.
sounds like a very Joey thing to
It was just, and so
do.
it was so good. It was so bad, but so good.
Should have got video of that.
I wish I did. I was shaking too hard and everybody else was distracted. So, like,
Alrighty then.
the sentence that I can now say that I never thought I'd be able to say is Joey Fatone rubbed his nipples at me. And that's it.
Alrighty then. Okay then. Oh,
Definitely a weird one, but so worth it.
oh. So two questions I forgot to ask because sometimes I usually forget to ask them till the end. Favorite cosplay that involved makeup and also advice for those who wanted to do makeup for cosplay.
Ooh. Um, my favorite cosplay that involves makeup is Eddie from Rocky Horror Picture Show. Um,
Who's
it's super simple but super fun.
I'm looking him up right now.
Um, it's just the like the cut across the head and then the black eye, but it's a lot of fun. Um,
Oh,
my it's oh sorry.
oh the guy who looks okay, the guy who's playing the saxophone.
Yep, Meatloaf.
Oh God, that is Meatloaf.
Poor
Oh God.
dude.
Oh God. Oof. Okay then. And also, yeah, advice for those who are wanting to consider makeup for cosplay.
Do your research on your makeup product. Look at reviews, look at different techniques to use everything because what works for one person might not work for you. Like some people can use powdered foundation, some have to use the liquid foundation.
Cream
There's a
based like
ton of different
Maron.
brands of face makeup. Like,
No, I wholeheartedly agree. Is also, and I'm sure you can agree to do like the testing on your arm or hand to see if like
yeah,
you have like an allergic reaction. Like if you have it, don't use it. Because
exactly.
even like your well-known makeups like Maron, like you said, it could work for one person, but it could, cause a skin condition to you.
Yeah.
Um, oh yeah. What's the biggest cosplay you've ever done? Whether you built it yourself or you had help.
Definitely. So, biggest in terms of like work and height would be Kuragiri. Um, because he's brand new. We made a second version of him because I got to meet the VA at Kineticon. Um, we're gonna be making a third version, so it's less bulky and a lot easier to see and move around. Um, but like the biggest for me with like detail and like because I had to remake this cosplay because somebody helped me the first time, was my Bakugo when he's in the
Oh,
sports festival restraints. So I have the
oh,
muzzle.
I saw a video of you with Creepy Mom and one of the voice actors from that where
Yep.
you're just like laughing because you're wearing the mask and the restraints.
hmm So that was a lot for me because it was difficult to the biggest part of that was like having to measure for myself and like putting the muzzle on my face and being like, this is too small and this is too far back. And
Just
but
everything's
that was
not
the biggest.
working.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those moments where you just like it involves a lot of cussing, crying, throwing of objects.
Yeah.
So one more question before the final one. Dream cosplays. You're like your top five dream cosplay. Like there's someone you want to cosplay, but you don't have the time, the skill, the money, whatever to get it done right now.
I would love. I am such a huge Star Wars nerd. Um, and I've always wanted to do the cosplay. I never had the makeup skills or the money because lightsabers are expensive. Um,
There are some that are around 120 bucks.
yeah, I got one a few years ago, but it broke and I don't know how. So,
Ooh, but yeah, no. Amazon,
um,
like the $100 to like $130 ones are your best friends as long as you don't like try to smash it against someone.
yeah. Um, the biggest cosplay I want to do and have been wanting to do for a long, long time is Darth Maul.
Ooh. Or I take
I
you to go.
have
I take you to go above and beyond and do the bald cap as well.
absolutely. I'll get a fake
Ooh.
cartilage piercing because they forgot to take that out when he was
I
filming.
and
So
it's
canon.
basically Ray Park, and I remember seeing it here, watching it, this season thing, and like how he left that in, and it's been canon ever since.
Yep.
Clone Wars, Rebels, and so forth and so on.
It's just a lot of like that outfit is warm, and that makeup, I would need alcohol activated paint because that would sweat off.
And you can buy his horns off of Etsy too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
which I think is nice. So like the only thing you have to do is just the bald cap, the earring, the makeup, and then the contact lenses if you're gonna go that far.
right. Oh, if I'm ever gonna cosplay Darth Maul, I'm going all out. I'm getting the tooth like stuff like to
But
draw on your teeth.
make his yeah, because he has. So would that means you would have to have Creepy Mama go as Savaggio Press, his brother.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
I kind of want to have her go as young Obi-Wan though, because she would make half
Ooh.
jokes all day. Like, oh look, this is half off. Very funny.
Wait, what was that? Who said what?
She would definitely like poke fun at how he dies all day.
Oh yeah.
So like, oh look, this item is half off. You think you're funny.
So the other four, if you have any other favorite dream cosplays,
Um, I
or
had them and then they all left me.
I should say your ultimate dream cosplay aside from Darth Maul.
Um, I would love, love, love to cosplay Scary Godmother from the old Cartoon Network
Oh
movie.
my God. I think I've seen one. One I've seen. I did see someone cosplay as Orson's mother on TikTok one time.
Yes, I think I'm actually mutuals with that person now. She uploaded recently.
For a minute I thought that was Nausea, and then I heard the sounds like, oh, that's from Scary Godmother 1 or 2. I remember that was on Cartoon Network back when Cartoon Network used to do their Halloween, Disney Nickelodeon Cartoon Network used to do their Halloween theme things, and I watched Scary Godmother 2. It's like, there's a first one? So
Yep.
I watched the first one. It's like, I don't think I've anyone ever seen cosplay a Scary Godmother, and that'd be fairly simple. The black skin tight pop suit, a tutu, the socks, the shoes, and then
Yeah.
make your face like a
I
grayish color, and you need like a red
yep.
curly wig. Oh, that'd
I
be
adore Scary
cool.
Godmother so much.
I mean, who would you have go as Hannah then? I think that's
I
the
could probably
name.
convince the tiny one to wear pink. I know Creepy would definitely want to go as Ruby though.
Oh yeah, the vampire.
Hmm.
I gotta think about the name for a minute. I mean, also, Tiny Human can go as Orson, the
Yeah.
son. Oh man, I forgot about the Scary Godmother. That'd be pretty cool though to see. And I feel like Scary Godmother is simple.
Yeah. Um, she is. I just haven't had the like I've had so many other cosplays like come first, so
Oh yeah, no, I
it's
mean,
crazy.
yeah, okay, there's only two Scary Godmother films.
Yep.
I
And I
should,
have both of them memorized.
yeah, and the animation for the sequel is so much better,
Hmm.
in my opinion. Oh, I didn't know this. It's originally a book.
Yep.
I did not know that.
The creator is actually of Scary Godmother is actually going to conventions now and selling like backpacks that she makes of Bugaboo and
Bugaboo's
original prints.
Bugaboo's probably my favorite character.
He's so cute.
Yeah, for anyone who wants to know what Scary Godmother looks like, and yeah, there even shows like what the stuff you can get off of. Oh yeah, that's fairly simple. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. So last question before we end this. Just last minute advice you want to give to anyone out there watching this, like your own personal advice, as I always ask.
Um, create a wish list so you can keep your cosplay stuff organized. I
Amazon. I mean, I have one for Amazon for future cosplays.
yeah, even if you don't put it out there like for yourself, for the organization, just like do the wish list. It keeps track of things so much easier.
I cannot argue with that. Honestly, I can't. I think that's some good and sound advice right there.
I try.
It works. So real quick before we end this, where can people find you on the social medias if they want to like follow you and stay up to date with any of your cosplay stuff?
I'm mostly active on TikTok, um, Instagram not so much, and Twitter, which is now X.
I'm still calling it Twitter.
So am I.
As someone said, that's the only thing that they're gonna dead name.
Yeah, same.
Well,
But TikTok is the most.
yeah, I think that's how I found about you and Creepy Mama and the family was through TikTok. I think that should do it again. Zydrate, thank you for coming on to talk about your cosplay convention experience. Can't wait to see the cosplays you do this year and the years to come.
Thank you so much for having me. It was fun.
Of course. As always, I'm Wayne the Unknown. Until next time, thank you for listening, and as always, thank you for watching.